Hi, beautiful soul. Welcome back on my YouTube channel. My name is Stefanie Yael, and I have an important message for you today. If your life has been rattled lately, if it's, like things are shaking up and it feels almost like the world's trying to tell you something, and it's because it's true. When your life starts breaking apart, when things that used to work don't work anymore, when you feel called to open up new space for yourself, it's usually because your soul is trying to get your attention. And sometimes your soul is going to be trying to get your attention through physical symptoms, through emotional stuff that comes up, through spiritual experiences, whatever you actually need in this moment to listen. So the soul will just continue giving you experiences that make you question your life, because that's what you signed up to. Because what's happening is that we're collectively being asked to step it up a little bit because I guess we can all agree that how things have been going in the past, it's not really how we want it. But in order to see change, the change needs to happen within us first. You cannot expect change to happen in the outside and then, oh, when society has changed, I'm going to change. No, you are society, so you have to do your work, your part to change, because when you change, it ripples out, and that's how we bring on collective change. And your soul has signed up before your lifetime here to do that. And if you haven't been doing the inner work, which is fine, this is not something to like, if you haven't been doing the inner work, I'm just saying, or if you have, but now you're being called to step it up even more, your soul is going to find a way to let you know that. And that's usually when your life starts breaking apart, relationship don't work anymore, or you've outgrown things. That's also a reason why things start breaking apart. Either way, it means, hey, it's time for change. Your soul is basically calling you, saying, hey, it's time for change. And the human is really, the human being, me being one of them, loves security, loves predictable things, right? We love, not everyone, but deep down, I mean, we all say, yeah, we love adventure and we're outgoing and we like trying new stuff. But at the same time, we also really like to be cozy and not do too much, not have too much change, because change is kind of scary. And that's okay. But your soul is going to keep pushing you first slowly and then more and more until you listen. And, it can happen through different ways. Your soul is going to get your attention in whatever way your soul needs your attention. So for some people, it's going to be physical things, stuff that doesn't really impact you in a way that you can't function. Like, it's not a serious illness, right? It starts with small things that are bothering you. And it's almost like your soul is looking if you're going to take this opportunity, if you're going to pay attention to it. And if you don't, it's just going to step it up and it might get worse. Or a lot of emotional stuff comes up. For me personally, it was that I always, for some reasons that I now understand, pushed down my emotions. And at one point, my body was like almost exploding. I got acne all over my face and almost also my body at some point. And my body was almost exploding from all of this stuffed emotion. And that's when I listened, and it was my soul. My soul tried to guide me before. My soul gave me little hints and inputs, but I didn't want to follow. Anyway, this is a collective call to step it up. And it's not a bad thing, it's not a bad thing. I know it can feel horrible when things start, when it feels like the ground starts shaking and you lose your grip, you lose your footing. And you also start questioning a lot of things, you start questioning your life. You start asking yourself, is this really it? Is this what want to do? Is this what I came here to do? And mind you, these are messages from your soul. If you are questioning your life, it's a good thing, because it means your soul has started to communicate with you and you're hearing it. And it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It means change is going to happen, but change is not always easy. So just understand, this is not something that's happening to punish you. Let's say you lost your job, or your boyfriend left you, or your girlfriend left you, and you're like, oh my God, why is this happening? Because there are several reasons, but definitely one of them is because it's time for something else. It's time for something better. It's time to increase the quality of your life. And this job or this partner or whatever it is that you feel like is being taken away from you didn't provide you with what would create a better experience. So therefore it had to go. It's your soul is like, okay, this has served you now, bye. And it's always in co-creation with this other person or the job. It's not, on the higher realms. And it's happening to serve you, because again, we're really cozy. We don't really like to make changes if we don't have to. And that's why sometimes things just break away, because then you have no other choice. But mind you, this is nothing. Again, this is not to punish you or something like that. It's because it's time to choose better for yourself. And your soul is just helping you do that. And I'm an energy reader, and from what I get, when I tune into the next month, this energy is just going to intensify, and it's almost going to be impossible to hold it back. So the more you resist, the harder it's going to get. Not to scare you, but just to prepare you that now we're entering a time where it's just going to be so difficult to resist the changes that your soul and the collective consciousness are asking for at this time. Because there's a grander plan at play that said, okay, at one point, humanity has to go through a massive change. And we've been going through it since the pandemic and even before. But since the pandemic, it has become really visible, right, in the outer world as well. And now it's time to step it up a little bit more, because we've had 3 years now to go inward, do the inner work, prepare for this time. And now it's almost like the next level. So level 1 is done. Now up to level 2. And if you have some catching up to do with level 1, it's going to be a bit harder. So again, this is not to scare you, but I feel like I want to share this message, because it's what I feel in the collective consciousness is that people think, yeah, this is just some temporary thing, but it's not a temporary thing. We're going up the ladder, and there's no going back. If we want a better world, we need to keep going up. We need to keep taking the steps that bring us to a higher place. So there's no going back. If you want to elevate yourself, you can't go back down. And that's why the whole universe is pushing for this expansion, for this change. It's almost like going through that metamorphosis as a caterpillar that turns into the butterfly. And I know how fucking painful it can be to go through the birthing process of becoming that butterfly. So that's why I'm starting to share these messages more and more to help you understand what's going on. And if you're finding yourself, to come back to the opening message of this video, if you're finding yourself in doubt about your life, questioning your life kind of falling apart, people leaving, maybe new people entering your life, losing jobs, just a tower moment, like just a crumbling, and the pressure and internal pressure is almost like something in you is telling you to kind of look at things differently. That's your soul, and it does it because it was always meant to do that. So it's all good that this is happening, It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, because it will bring the change that we all want to see in this world. So that's it. It feels like that was what wanted to come through, you guys. And just hold on. it's just about getting on the other side of this. And every evolutionary process is difficult. Moving through letting go what doesn't serve you, what you've attached to, is hard. And it will ask a lot. Most of all, it will ask to trust the unknown. The more you can trust the unknown, the less resistance you will have and the easier it gets. The only thing that trips this transformation up a lot is the resistance. And it's about breaking down this resistance so that things can start flowing. And that's why the soul helps you with taking things out of your way, so that you have to start working on releasing that attachment. Okay, so I'm going to be finishing this video here. It feels like that's it. And I speak to you in another video. Thanks for tuning in, and I see you another day. Bye, guys.